Alan Reeves stared at the monitor, his face illuminated by its blue glow. The strange signal had appeared 3 days ago, pulsing through Earth's communication networks like a digital heartbeat. "Anything new, Dr. Grant?" he asked. Lisa Grant shook her head, tucking a strand of blonde hair behind her ear. "The pattern remains consistent, Captain. Whatever it is, it's deliberate. Someone sent this message specifically for us to find." The control room of the United Earth Defense Force headquarters buzzed with activity. Technicians moved between stations, voices kept low but urgent. The signal had created a quiet panic among those who understood its implications. "It contains coordinates," Lisa continued, pointing to a sequence on her tablet. "And this recurring pattern. It's a countdown." Alan frowned. "A countdown to what?" "That's the question, isn't it?" She looked up, eyes serious. "Whatever it is, we have about 2 weeks before it reaches zero." A door hissed open behind them. General Harris entered with 2 aides trailing behind. His weathered face showed no emotion, but the tightness around his eyes betrayed his concern. "Captain Reeves, Dr. Grant, the council is ready." They followed the general through a series of security checkpoints until they reached the command center. Around a circular table sat the 12 members of Earth's Defense Council, representing every major region of the unified planet. "Ladies and gentlemen," General Harris began, "you've all been briefed on the signal. Dr. Grant will provide her analysis." Lisa stepped forward, displaying the signal's waveform on the main screen. The message contains precise stellar coordinates in the Orion sector, approximately 40 light-years from Earth. The embedded countdown suggests a meeting or an event. The technology used to transmit this signal exceeds our current capabilities by several generations. A councilwoman from the African Union leaned forward. "In your professional opinion, Doctor, is this a threat?" "Any sufficiently advanced civilization capable of sending this type of targeted communication could pose a threat, yes. The deliberately cryptic nature suggests caution at minimum." The room fell silent as the implications settled. General Harris cleared his throat. "We've been preparing for this possibility. The Starlight Fury is ready." Alan's head snapped up. The Starlight Fury was Earth's most advanced warship, only recently completed and still undergoing final testing. It represented the pinnacle of human engineering and weaponry. "Captain Reeves," the general continued, "you're being given command of the Fury. Your mission is to reach these coordinates before the countdown ends and determine the nature of this signal." "Sir, the Fury hasn't completed its shakedown cruise," Alan protested. "There's no time. You launch in 48 hours. Later, Alan stood in the observation deck of the orbital shipyard, gazing at his new command. The Starlight Fury gleamed against the blackness of space, its sleek hull reflecting the distant sunlight. At just over 800 meters long, it was the largest vessel humans had ever constructed. Lisa joined him at the window. "They've assigned me as your science officer." "Good. I'll need your brain out there." He turned to her. "What aren't you telling the council?" She hesitated. "The signal. It's not just advanced, Alan. It contains elements that suggest whoever sent it knows us, knows humans specifically. There are patterns that align perfectly with our brain wave patterns. You're saying they've studied us. I'm saying they know how we think." The next day, Commander Jake Phillips reported as tactical officer, bringing expertise in weapons systems and combat strategy. Engineer Maria Delgado joined them shortly after, her reputation for innovative solutions to impossible problems preceding her. As the crew of 400 assembled aboard the Fury, Alan felt the weight of command settle on his shoulders. Whatever awaited them at those coordinates, humanity's response would fall to him. The countdown continued its relentless progression toward zero. The Starlight Fury dropped out of hyperspace with a flash of blue light. Captain Alan Reeves gripped the arms of his command chair as the main viewscreen adjusted to show what waited at the coordinates. "My God," whispered Commander Phillips. Before them floated an armada of ships unlike anything humans had ever seen. Dozens of vessels, each at least 3 times the size of the Fury, arranged in a perfect geometric pattern. Their hulls shimmered with an iridescent material that seemed to absorb and reflect light simultaneously. "Scan them," Alan ordered, keeping his voice steady. Lisa Grant's fingers flew across her console. "Energy readings off the charts, Captain. Their technology. It's beyond our understanding. And there's something else. They're scanning us too, but at a depth our shields should prevent. They're getting through our defenses," Alan asked. "Like they aren't even there." A chime sounded from the communication station. "We're receiving a transmission, sir," reported the communications officer. Alan nodded. On screen, the view screen changed to show a being that appeared almost human, but with subtle differences that made it distinctly alien. Skin too smooth, eyes too large, features too symmetrical. "Humans of Earth vessel," the being spoke, its lips moving in perfect sync with English words. "You have been summoned by the Nexus Collective. I am Overseer Varen." Alan stood. "I am Captain Alan Reeves of the United Earth Defense Force. Why have you called us here?" "To inform you of your species status," Varen replied, voice devoid of emotion. "The Collective has observed your kind for 7 of your centuries. We have determined that humanity represents an unacceptable risk to galactic stability." Maria Delgado muttered something in Spanish under her breath. Jake Phillips moved closer to his tactical station. "What exactly does that mean?" Alan asked. "Your species develops too rapidly. You are unpredictable, emotional, aggressive. The Collective has voted. Earth will be quarantined until humans can demonstrate capacity for control. All space travel beyond your solar system is now prohibited." Lisa looked up from her readings. "Captain, their ships are moving to surround us." Alan's mind raced. "Overseer Varen, we come in peace, but Earth will not accept imprisonment. We are an independent species with rights to self-determination. Your preferences are irrelevant. The decision is made. You will return to Earth with our message, comply or face extinction." The transmission cut off abruptly. "They're charging weapons," Jake reported, tension evident in his voice. Alan made his decision instantly. "Tactical. Prepare a distraction. Dr. Grant, I need a weakness. Engineer Delgado, get ready to push our engines beyond specs." The crew moved with practiced efficiency, despite their fear. Their formation has a gap at coordinates 227 Mark III. Lisa called out. "It appears their ships maintain strict positioning relative to each other." "That's our escape route," Alan said. "Commander Phillips, deploy countermeasures on my mark." The Fury trembled as the first alien shots struck their shields. "Shields at 62% and falling," Jake reported. "Now," Alan ordered. Jake launched a spread of quantum flares, designed to confuse sensors and create false readings. At the same time, Maria diverted all non-essential power to the engines. The Starlight Fury shot forward, slipping through the momentary confusion toward the gap Lisa had identified. "They're pursuing," Jake called. "Deploying tractor beam," Lisa announced, targeting a piece of alien technology that had broken off during the brief exchange of fire. As the Fury cleared the alien formation, Maria pushed the engines to their limits. The stars stretched to lines as they jumped to hyperspace, the captured alien fragments secured in their hold. Back in the safety of faster-than-light travel, Alan finally exhaled. "Damage report." "Shields depleted, minor hull damage on decks 7 through 9, Jake replied. "No casualties." Lisa looked up from the alien fragment she'd already begun to analyze. "Captain, preliminary scans show something interesting. This technology is designed to interface directly with neural patterns." "What does that mean?" Alan asked. "It means they don't just know about us," Lisa said grimly. "They fear us. And now we know why they want us contained." The Starlight Fury returned to Earth orbit 3 days later. The planet below seemed peaceful, unaware of the threat looming beyond their solar system. Alan Reeves stood in the main laboratory, watching Dr. Lisa Grant work on the alien fragment. "What have you found?" he asked. Lisa looked up from her microscope. "Something that changes everything we thought we knew." She gestured to the holographic display, showing the inner workings of the alien technology. "This isn't just advanced. It's designed to influence neural pathways. Human neural pathways, specifically." Ellen frowned. "You're saying they can control our minds?" "Not exactly. It's more subtle." She pulled up another display showing brain scans. "Look at these patterns. The technology emits frequencies that inhibit certain types of creative and intuitive thinking. It's as if they've been limiting us. Limiting humanity. For how long? Based on the decay rate of these particles, possibly centuries." Lisa's voice was grim. "And that's not all. I found historical markers in their data storage, records of other species they've encountered." She pulled up alien script that translated into English before their eyes. "The Nexus Collective has done this before. Species they deemed problematic were either contained or eliminated completely." The laboratory door slid open as Commander Phillips and Engineer Delgado entered, followed by General Harris and 2 scientists from Earth Defense. "You need to see this," the general said, activating a secure transmission. "While you were gone, we began a global scan using parameters based on your preliminary findings." The screen showed a map of Earth with dozens of glowing points scattered across all continents. "These are locations where we've detected technology similar to the fragment you recovered," explained one of the scientists. "They've been hiding among us, Captain. Monitoring stations disguised as natural formations or integrated into ancient structures." Maria Delgado stepped forward. "We analyzed one found near the Amazon. It's been subtly affecting development in that region for at least 400 years. Every time humans make a technological leap, these devices activate to slow further progress. That's why our advancement has come in waves," Lisa realized. "We make a breakthrough, then mysteriously hit walls until we find another approach they hadn't anticipated." General Harris nodded. "The World Council met yesterday after preliminary findings came in. For the first time in history, every nation has agreed to full cooperation. We're facing extinction otherwise." Ellen watched as Jake pulled up tactical displays showing Earth's defensive capabilities. "It's not enough," Jake said bluntly. "Even with everything we have, we can't match their firepower." "Maybe we don't need to," Lisa said suddenly. Everyone turned to her. "The alien tech reveals something critical. The Nexus Collective lacks certain cognitive abilities that humans possess naturally. They're highly logical and technologically superior, but they can't improvise like we can. They don't understand intuitive leaps. That's why they fear us." The star system known as Proxima Centauri glowed faintly on the Starlight Fury's view screen. Captain Alan Reeves studied the tactical display where a small red dot indicated the Nexus Collective outpost orbiting the system's 3rd planet. "All ships report ready, Captain," said Commander Jake Phillips. His voice was steady, but Alan noticed the tension in his shoulders. "Very good, Commander." Ellen turned to address the bridge crew. "This is humanity's first strike against the Collective. We won't get a second chance at surprise." The Fury now led a fleet of 7 ships, each equipped with the experimental technology developed at Project Prometheus. The weapons used principles of quantum entanglement that Earth scientists believe the aliens couldn't detect or counter. "Communications check with all vessels," Alan ordered. "All captains confirm ready status." The underwater city of Marixa shimmered like a jewel beneath the purple waters of Kepler 186 F. Captain Alan Reeves stood before the Council of Elders, their amphibious bodies glistening in the ambient light. The Marixans had lived under Nexus Collective rule for 3 centuries. "Your victory at Proxima Centauri has traveled through subspace channels," said Elder Voss, her translator converting clicks and whistles into English. "Many thought it impossible." "The Collective believed the same," Alan replied. "That's why we succeeded." 2 months had passed since the human counterstrike. The Starlight Fury had traveled to 3 different systems, seeking allies among species subjugated by the Collective. The Merixians were the most promising. Their aquatic technology had advantages the humans lacked. Lisa Grant stood beside Alan, holding a data tablet. The intelligence we gathered from Sub-Commander Leth confirms what we suspected. The Collective controls 27 species across this sector of the galaxy. And what do humans offer in return for alliance? Asked another elder, his skin shifting to a skeptical yellow hue. Freedom, Alan said simply, and something the Collective never gave you. Respect as equals. The chamber fell silent as the Merixian elders communicated through subtle color changes on their skin. Finally, Elder Voss spoke again. For too long, we have lived as servants. The fury that humans bring might burn us all, but perhaps that fire is needed. Her skin rippled with decision patterns. The Merixian people will join your resistance. Back aboard the Fury, Jake Phillips coordinated with the Merixian Defense Force. Their underwater technology will give us significant advantages in stealth operations, he reported. And they know the locations of 5 other subjugated worlds. Good work, Alan said. Set course for the Ta Ceti system. The Volare might join us too. As the Fury prepared to depart, Lisa approached Alan in his ready room. Captain, we're receiving transmissions from across Gnome space. The Collective has launched a propaganda campaign. She activated a screen showing alien broadcasts. Images of Earth and humans were displayed alongside scenes of destruction and chaos. The message was clear. Humans were dangerous savages who would destabilize the peaceful order of the galaxy. They're afraid, Alan observed. They're trying to turn other species against us before we can reach them. There's more, Lisa continued. Earth sent an update. The Collective has established a blockade around our solar system. They're calling for our unconditional surrender. Alan's jaw tightened. Have they attacked? Not yet, but they've given Earth 48 hours to dismantle all defensive systems. Maria Delgado entered with a Merixian engineer, their tentacles holding a complex device. Captain, we've integrated Merixian sonar technology with our quantum disruptors. The range has doubled. Every ally brings new advantages, Alan noted. The Collective doesn't understand collaboration between equals. They only know domination. 3 days later, the Fury arrived at a neutral trading post near the Epsilon Eridani system. Representatives from 6 different species had gathered secretly to meet the humans who dared challenge the Collective. The legends of your defiance grow with each passing cycle, said a crystalline being from a high-gravity world. But the Collective has ruled for millennia. How can you hope to succeed? Alan gestured to the diverse group. Look around you. The Collective maintains power by keeping species isolated and dependent. But together, we can share technologies, strategies, and knowledge they can't predict. A diplomatic observer from the Arcturian Alliance, a group uninvolved in the conflict, approached Alan afterward. Your species shows remarkable restraint, the observer said. The Collective expected you to destroy the Proxima outpost completely. Humans know the difference between enemies and victims, Alan replied. The Collective's leaders are our targets, not the species they've enslaved. As the Fury departed the trading post, their alliance had grown to include 4 new species. Word spread through hidden channels across the sector. The Starlight Fury wasn't just a warship, it had become a symbol of resistance. In his quarters that night, Alan reviewed tactical plans while a message from Earth played. General Harris appeared on screen. The countdown has begun, Captain, the general said. Project Prometheus is complete. The ultimate weapon is ready. Return to Earth. It's time for the final phase. The underground laboratory beneath UEDF headquarters hummed with activity. Dr. Lisa Grant stood before a cylindrical device that pulsed with soft blue light. Her eyes reflected the glow as she made final adjustments to its control panel. Will it work? Ellen asked, watching her hands move with practiced precision. In theory, Lisa replied without looking up. We've never tested it at full capacity. General Harris joined them, his uniform crisp despite the weeks of crisis. You understand what's at stake. The collective fleet has increased to over 300 vessels. Earth's orbital defenses won't hold against that kind of firepower. Lisa stepped back from the device. The neural disruption wave generator is ready, Captain. It targets the specific brainwave patterns the collective uses for their hive mind communication, without harming other species. Ellen confirmed. Correct. It disrupts only the unique neural frequency the collective uses. Their ships will lose coordination for approximately 7 minutes before their systems adapt. Engineer Maria Delgado approached with a team hauling specialized equipment. The NDW generator needs to be installed at the Fury's core. We'll need to reconfigure the power distribution system. How long? Ellen asked. 12 hours if everything goes perfectly, Maria said. Which it never does, so let's say 18. Jake Phillips entered the lab, carrying tactical displays. The Allied fleet is assembling at the rendezvous point. 27 ships from 6 different species. Not much against 300, but each brings unique technologies the collective hasn't encountered. Ellen studied the displays, mind racing through possibilities. We won't win through firepower. We need to use their rigid thinking against them. The plan is insanity, General Harris said bluntly. You're proposing to take our most advanced ship, our only real hope, directly into the heart of collective territory. That's why it will work, Ellen replied. They'll never expect it. Their psychology can't comprehend this level of risk. Later, aboard the Starlight Fury, Ellen addressed the crew through the ship-wide communication system. In 6 hours, we depart for the collective's central command. Our allies will create a diversion at their defensive perimeter, while we slip through using Merrickson's stealth technology. He paused, looking at the determined faces of his bridge crew. I won't lie to you. This mission has a low probability of success. Anyone wishing to transfer to Earth Defense Forces may do so without penalty. No one moved. Very well, Allen nodded. To your stations. We launch at 600. In engineering, Maria supervised the final installation of the NDW generator. The device now occupied a reinforced chamber near the ship's reactor core. Power conduits glowed as they channeled energy into storage cells. If this overloads, it'll take half the ship with it, Maria warned Lisa as they ran final diagnostics. Then let's make sure it doesn't overload. Lisa replied, fingers flying across the control panel. On the bridge, Jake coordinated with Allied vessels. The Merricksons have provided sonar cloaking. The Volari are contributing gravity disruptors. Each species is bringing their most advanced technology. And that's our real advantage, Allen said. The collective thinks in patterns. We'll show them chaos. As the launch countdown began, Allen retreated to his ready room. A message waited from Earth, from his daughter, Olivia. He played it, watching her young face appear on screen. Dad, Mom says you're doing something important to protect us. I just wanted to say, come back, okay? I made you something. She held up a drawing of the Starlight Fury with bright colors and stars around it. Ellen touched the screen gently, then tucked the image into his pocket. When he returned to the bridge, his expression was resolute. Status report, he ordered. All systems operational, Jake reported. NDW generator at standby mode. Navigation has plotted our course through the collective's detection grid, added the helm officer. Lisa looked up from her station. The generator is stable, but we'll only get one shot at this. If it fails, it won't fail, Allen said with quiet certainty. The collective has spent centuries thinking they know everything about humans. Today they learn how wrong they've been. The Starlight Fury lifted from Earth's surface, its hull gleaming in the morning sun as it rose toward the stars and the most dangerous mission in human history. The Starlight Fury emerged from hyperspace inside the collective's home system. The massive structure of the Central Command loomed ahead, a sprawling artificial world that served as the heart of their galactic empire. Stealth systems holding, Jake Phillips reported, his voice tense. They haven't detected us yet. Around them, the Allied fleet engaged the collective's defensive perimeter. Explosions flashed silently in the distance as smaller battles drew attention away from the Fury's approach. We have 19 minutes before their sensor sweep reaches our position, Lisa said, monitoring the alien patterns. Alan stood from his command chair. Begin the approach. All power to Merrickson cloaking systems. The Fury glided forward, a ghost among the stars. On the main view screen, they watched collective vessels moving in perfect geometric formations to counter the Allied attack. Predictable, precise, vulnerable. Their coordination is their weakness, Alan observed. Prepare the neural disruption wave generator. In engineering, Maria Delgado's hands flew across control panels. Generator powering up. 80% capacity and rising. The Fury slipped past the outer defensive ring undetected. Ahead, the central command grew larger, its surface covered with weapons emplacements and communication arrays. We've been spotted, Jake suddenly called out. 3 patrol vessels changing course to intercept. Time to generator full power, Alan demanded. 90 seconds, Maria replied. We don't have 90 seconds, Jake warned as the patrol ships accelerated toward them. Alan made his decision instantly. Drop the cloak. All power to forward shields and engines. We're going in hot. The Fury surged forward, suddenly visible to every collective sensor. Alarms blared as the patrol vessels opened fire. Shields holding at 60%, Jake reported as the ship shuddered under impact. 30 seconds to full generator power, Maria called from engineering. Alan gripped the arms of his command chair. Tactical. Target their weapon systems. Disable only. The Fury returned fire with precision shots that crippled rather than destroyed the patrol ships. More collective vessels broke formation, moving to intercept the human warship. Generator at full power, Maria announced. Get us closer, Alan ordered the helm. We need to be within optimal range of their command center. The Fury took more hits as it drove deeper into collective territory. The ship groaned under the assault, but held together. In range, Lisa confirmed. Alan took a deep breath. Activate the neural disruption wave. Deep within the ship, the NDW generator pulsed. A wave of invisible energy expanded outward at faster than light speed, targeting the specific neural frequency used by the collective. On the view screen, chaos erupted. Collective ships suddenly lost formation, drifting aimlessly or colliding with each other. The perfect order of their fleet dissolved into confusion. It's working, Lisa exclaimed. Their neural network is disrupted. Open a channel to Central Command, Alan ordered. All frequencies, maximum broadcast. The communications officer worked quickly. Channel open. Sir. Alan stood tall, facing the camera. Attention, Nexus Collective. I am Captain Alan Reeves of Earth's Starlight Fury. Your neural network has been temporarily disabled. This is not an attack. It's a demonstration. Behind him, the bridge crew watched as he delivered humanity's message. For centuries, you've manipulated, contained, and eliminated species you deemed threats. Today that ends. We could destroy your central command right now, but we choose not to. Instead, we offer terms. Alan's voice gained strength as he continued. First, Earth and all sentient species will be free from collective interference. Second, your suppression technology will be dismantled across the galaxy. Third, a new council will be formed where all species have equal representation. The Fury shuddered as another hit struck the weakening shields. Make no mistake, Alan continued. We prefer peace. But if you force war upon us, what you've witnessed today is only a fraction of humanity's response. We are unpredictable. We are innovative. And yes, we can be dangerous when threatened. He paused, letting his words sink in. But our greatest strength isn't our weapons or technology. It's our capacity for compassion, even toward those who sought our destruction. The disruption effect began to fade as collective ships gradually resumed coordination. You have 1 hour to respond, Alan concluded. Remember, you now know us as the Starlight Fury. We hope to be your allies, but we will never be your subjects. As the transmission ended, Alan returned to his command chair. Beyond the view screen, the collective fleet had stopped firing. I'd be happy to write Part 8, but I should mention that the story outline was designed as a 7-part structure, and we've already completed all 7 parts. However, I can certainly create an epilogue or conclusion chapter as Part 8. Here it is. 5 years passed since the standoff at the Collective's Central Command. The Great Hall of the Galactic Council gleamed with light reflected from 100 different worlds. Representatives from 37 species sat in curved rows, their diverse forms a testament to the variety of life in the galaxy. Captain Alan Reeves, now Admiral Reeves, adjusted his formal uniform as he prepared to address the assembly. Beside him stood Dr. Lisa Grant, Commander Jake Phillips, and Engineer Maria Delgado, the original bridge crew of the Starlight Fury. Nervous? Lisa asked quietly. After everything we faced, hardly. Alan replied with a small smile. The council moderator, a tall being with crystalline features, approached the central podium. The council recognizes Admiral Alan Reeves of Earth on the 5th anniversary of the Harmony Accords. Alan walked forward, feeling the weight of hundreds of eyes upon him. Some belonged to former enemies, others to allies, and many to species only recently discovered since the fall of the Collective's restrictions on exploration. 5 years ago, a single ship challenged an empire, Alan began, not because humans sought power, but because we believed in freedom, for ourselves and for all sentient beings. The hall remained silent as he continued. The transition hasn't been easy. Old fears don't disappear overnight. But look around you. He gestured to the assembled representatives. Species that never communicated now trade technologies and ideas. Planets once isolated are joining collaborative research efforts. This is the true strength of the galaxy, not uniformity, but diversity. From her seat among the Earth delegation, Maria nodded in approval. The engineering advancements alone had been revolutionary. 6 different species had contributed to the new propulsion systems that allowed ships to travel farther and faster than ever before. The Starlight Fury has become more than a ship, Alan continued. It has become a symbol of what can be achieved when determination meets compassion. Today, I'm pleased to announce that the Fury will be recommissioned as a multi-species exploration vessel with crew members from 12 worlds. A murmur of approval rippled through the assembly. Jake leaned toward Lisa. From warship to explorer. Quite a journey. Speaking of journeys, Lisa whispered back, the data from the Andromeda probe looks promising. Signs of civilizations there too. As Alan concluded his address, the moderator stepped forward again. The council also recognizes Prime Director Varen of the Reformed Collective. The hall quieted as a familiar figure approached the podium. Varen, once overseer of the Nexus Collective, now led the reformed organization dedicated to peaceful development. 5 years ago, I considered humans dangerous, Varen admitted, his voice carrying clearly through the hall. I was not wrong, but I misunderstood the nature of that danger. He turned toward the Earth delegation. Humans challenged our most fundamental beliefs. They showed us that unpredictability can be a strength, not just a threat. That emotion and logic can coexist. That true peace comes not from control, but from understanding. Later, as the formal proceedings ended, Alan stood at a viewport overlooking the space dock where the Starlight Fury rested. The ship had been rebuilt, its hull now bearing markings from multiple worlds alongside the original Earth insignia. She looks good, said a voice behind him. Alan turned to see his daughter Olivia, now a young woman studying xenobiology. She does, he agreed, ready for new adventures. The collective archives we unlocked mention unexplored regions beyond the Carina Arm, Olivia said excitedly. Species we've never encountered, civilizations with entirely different technologies. Alan smiled at her enthusiasm. Always more to discover. That's why they feared us, isn't it? Our curiosity, our need to explore and understand. Partly, Alan nodded. But I think what truly frightened them was our capacity to change, ourselves and everything around us. As they watched, lights along the Fury's hull illuminated, preparing for its next mission. No longer just Earth's defender, but a beacon of cooperation throughout the stars. The galaxy called us the Starlight Fury, Alan said softly. Now they're learning what that truly means. The ship's engines glowed to life, ready to carry its multi-species crew into the unknown. Not as conquerors, but as explorers, their greatest adventures still to come.